Hiking here, bringing you a update on the last day of TGS regarding Resident Evil 9. So I'm going to be going through some of Dust Golem's posts, the quick version of course, because I do not want to spend or waste any more time going through his BS. After, he went around saying, oh yeah, I've heard from the grapevine that Leon's going to be revealed. Yeah, that was BS. That was, well done for that, you lying dipshit. I know some people are going to say like, oh yeah, he never confirmed Leon was going to be in it. Yeah, he never said Leon was going to show up. He just said, oh, I've heard from the grapevine because, I trust those sources, and they ended up being wrong. So I do want to throw this out, yeah. Andy from Screamfire, for example, never made a video or anything saying that there was going to be like a reveal at TGS. Like, he's been quiet since that reveal for RE9. So, that should have been the first case of, hold on a second, if he's not said anything, or if he's not heard anything, then clearly nothing's going to happen at TGS. So, yeah. And as some people pointed out as well, they did say that this isn't the first time that Capcom has done like a TGS event where they didn't really reveal anything and they just sort of repeated what they showed off previously before. They did this with RE8. I was really hoping this wouldn't be a repeat of that. I was really hoping that because this game is coming out sooner than RE8 did, because RE8 came out in May, my hope was that because this game is coming out a lot earlier next year, that we would start getting a lot of new info, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately. So yeah, and I pretty much myself even said, and it like had a theory, like prediction that nothing was going to be revealed and that we won't see anything until most likely either next month at the New York stuff, or more specifically at the Game Awards. Like, I'm still sort of certain that it's the Game Awards, we're going to get something there, but I'll give you my theories on that as we go through this. Hopefully this won't be a long video, but there's a lot to discuss, so remember to like and subscribe, guys, and yeah, let's get through this. Let's get through this. I'm still recovering, so yeah. Okay, let's go. I feel a bit better though. It's always the throat. It's always the sore bloody throat. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off the most. I can handle all of this stuff. It's the sore throat that annoys the crap out of me when I'm sick. I don't like the sore throat. Did a translation of the second Resident Evil Requiem TGS PlayStation Play panel. Most interesting tad bits. They're thinking of dropping numbers entirely in future RE games. It becomes imposing to new players. So yeah, Dusk has been saying this for a while now, that RE9 might end up being the last number title. And apparently the director went through this during the panel the other day, where they pretty much said that it's becoming a bit difficult to figure out ways to include the numbers in these subtitles, and that they are thinking of dropping the numbers for the next few Resident Evil games. If they're already talking about this, it's very likely it's going to happen. But I'm still kind of holding on hope that they'll still do at least one more for Resident Evil 10. Because, come on, X. Like, come on. Like, it's so perfect. You could come up with so many titles of that. Phoenix. Helix. You can still do the Apocalypse subtitle and get the X in there. So, like, I'm kind of hoping they still do that. It really depends what this game's story is going to be and what it wraps up. But if we get like a conclusion of the connections and stuff, I really would still love for Resident Evil 10 to specifically be about the BSA, about the corrupt BSA, and for Chris to finish them off. And because of the way they do the timelines and stuff now, like Resident Evil 8, it took place in that year, but then it jumped so many years ahead with the DLC. And then if you believe Dust Golem now, Resident Evil 9 is going to be jumping through different time periods as well, from like 2020 to 2028. So why can't Resident Evil 10 just come out and just take place right after Resident Evil 8, for example, right? And then maybe we get like a time jump a few years after Resident Evil 9 or something, and they could do something there with the story. I don't know, I'd still wrap up that plot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I still want them to do that. Like, if they want to drop numbers, fine, but I would really prefer it if they did this after 10. Like, I feel like we need to get that 10 in there, but that's just my opinion. Says dev is going smoothly, just fine-tuning the game right now. Okay, so yeah, I did read the extended part of this, and they're saying that they're nearly completed with the game, and it's gonna go gold soon. Why have they not shown new gameplay then? This is very confusing. This is what's confusing me. Like, if this game is near completion, then why are they waiting so long to reveal stuff? What is with the slow build-up? Why, like, how much of this game is a secret? Like, what is in this game that they're not revealing until Pacific time? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's getting a bit weird now. It's getting very frustrating. Like, and the director himself has even admitted, like he's apologized, like, for not showing new material on that. I get that, but like, why? Why not give us little tad pieces here and there? Like, what's the big deal? Like, and the only thing I can think of is that they wanna, because of the way it was, the way it was announced and to the release date, right? They had like these good few months, right? I feel like what they want to do is like they want to spend half of it on Grace and the horror, and then they want to spend the other half of the marketing on the action and Leon. So I'm thinking maybe that's their strategy. So that means it would kind of make sense if they do it like that. Like, you've got that first half there, and then the second half is this. So it would kind of make sense for them to start revealing this stuff maybe around November, perhaps. I still say Game Awards, because then after, like, because the Game Awards is earlier. That's like around the 11th, 12th, or the 30th, I think. And then from then on, all the way to the release date, you can focus the marketing on that. But it is still weird, like they're about to finish development on this, which also it also makes me curious. Like, if they're finishing development on this game very early, could this also mean that maybe after it has gone gold, they're gonna start thinking about DLC, perhaps? Maybe, like, because it sounds like this is one of those rare times where they're really finishing this game very quickly on hand. Like, I remember when they were doing Resident Evil 7 and we were getting updates like it's 60% complete, it's this much complete. And then it was, I don't know, like it was like a month before the game was coming out where they were like, okay, it's gone gold now. And it's like, wow, it took a month before it was coming out that I don't remember, like, it's been a years. It's been a good few years, so I could be very wrong. But this is a different case. This is like, we're about to finish the completion of this game, and then it's like, so what are you going to do for the rest of the months? You're just going to market this, I guess, or are you going to be working on DLC maybe? Again, food for thought. RE9's director decided to go with both cameras after experimenting with both in dev. Thinks each has charm. He's glad he made that call. Yeah, nothing new here. We already know about that. Talks about how zombies have unique behaviors to each other and can either outsmart them, use weapons to take them out, or outmaneuver them. So they did confirm that those little bits we saw in the trailer, like the lady smashing, I don't know if this is just Dusk speculating, but I think at this point it's pretty much certain that those moments we saw in the trailer with the woman smashing her head and that one woman dancing, whatever, those are zombies. Those are the zombies of the game. But like I've said before, is this going to be like a traditional RE2, RE3 remake sort of zombies where you're going to have hordes of them? Or is this going to be very different where you're going to have very specific types of zombies that are going to be... Like, they even say that their behaviors are very unique and unusual. So it makes me think that the zombies in this game are going to be like mini bosses. You're going to encounter these creatures and they're not going to be your typical like you're going to keep shooting them out or shoot their legs off, their arms off. No, this is going to be very, very different. Like, this is going to be a challenge to take these ones out. So I'm wondering if that's how they've done it. Basically, sort of like an upgraded version of the Crimson Heads from RE1, but much more difficult to take out. Like, instead of having hordes of zombies on the screen, you're going to be dealing and tackling like one or two, like specifically, like every time maybe, until you get further in the game, and then you get the hordes perhaps. The motion capture actor actually was hung upside down. They are very proud of the haptic feedback details they added to RE9 for PS5. Director hints the bottles you pick up to throw can be used in crafting later if hold on to them. Okay, so nothing really new here, nothing interesting here. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool that they did the whole motion capture thing upside down, but yeah, that's really nothing to like brag about. The bottles, yeah, it kind of makes sense, you know, you're gonna hang on to that. Maybe it comes in handy in the future. I think they did talk about the Switch 2 stuff where they pretty much said that, you know, after they tested RE8 on it, they realized it was playing very well. They then decided to like do a port of Resident Evil 9, which means they only had a few months to get that done. So the fact that they managed to do this very, very quickly is very, very impressive. Yeah, like I need to get like playing on the Switch too. Like, what's the point of spending all that money on not playing it, right? I need to get on that. I need to get on that shit, like, because I like the idea of being able to buy these games and being able to play them portable, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all he had to say on this. Like, this was just a quick version. I'm not going to go for all of it, do you know what I mean? So yeah, not much new info here. But we did get this new info, which is interesting. So, exclusive. Hopefully it contextualizes, I'm not going to read for the full article, I'm just reading the heading. Hopefully it contextualizes how we're approaching the game's story. Resident Evil Requiem director reveals that the hooded figure is a new character. So there's an article that was pretty much released, I think, from TGS, and the director pretty much reveals, or maybe this was something before, I don't know. He reveals that the hooded character is a new character. So this dude is a new character. And if you read Dusk's previous post, he kind of hinted that this character's name might be Victor. Like, he brought up the fact that there's a character in the Operation Raccoon City game called Lecter or something, and he said if you swap around some of the letters, you get the actual name of the character. So apparently it's Victor, maybe. So yeah, this guy's a new character. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to call bullshit on this. I'm going to call bullshit on this because this dude's face is hidden. Why is this dude's face hidden? If this is a new character, why is his face hidden? Why am I saying this? Because I'm getting flashbacks to previous characters in Capcom games that had their faces hidden and then they end up being someone important. Case in point, the Plague Doctor or hooded lady from RE5 who turned out to be Jill. One of the most obvious bloody twists in gaming history. This is from the Manhwa Desire manga. Am I saying that right? Manhwa Desire manga. And there was this character that we keep seeing in the background, hooded. We don't see the face until the very end, where they got like the Cuban thing. And if you basically played RE6, you know that this character is basically Carla. Like, this ends up being revealed that this is Carla. Like, so yeah. Shock. Not surprised. Virgil from Devil May Cry 5. The dude appears all hooded and then it's like, I wonder who this dude is. And it's like, it's obviously Virgil. And then we recently, I believe we've had, apparently this is M. Bison. So they reintroduced M. Bison in Street Fighter 6 and he's hooded. Case in point, like, and not being revealed that it's Bison. I don't know if this was obvious from the start or if this was like some sort of marketing thing where they hid it and then they revealed it. I'm not sure about that. I'm not big on Street Fighter, unfortunately. But then, of course, people are going to say, well, we've had other hooded characters and those were new characters. Yeah, we had new characters, like Sattler, for example, but we could see his face. He wasn't like, mysterious. We saw his face from the get-go. Lucas, we saw his face from the get-go. The Dimitrescu daughters, we saw their faces from the get-go. Their faces weren't hidden. This dude's face is hidden. It's hidden. Why is it hidden? Why are they hiding the face? Why are they not showing his eyes, his nose? Why is his face hidden? Because it's most likely a character we know. So let's try and figure this out. Let's go. I've got three predictions here, like what this could be, like how this is gonna work. One, this is a new character. This is an entirely new character, and they are right. Like, yeah, like we're gonna get revealed. But how is it gonna work? Like, now, if Dusk is telling the truth and the game takes place in 2020, for large of it with Leon's story, and then it goes to 2028. So it could be very possible that this is a character that maybe Leon meets. We see this dude, we see their face. And then later on in the game, obviously the thing happens. Or maybe obviously the game's going to start with the death of Alyssa. And then at some point we flash back and we're playing Leon's campaign and we meet this dude in 2020. But this is before Alyssa's death. And we meet this new character, right? We see their face and everything. And then as you play through Leon's story, you get the big reveal that, oh, this is the dude who killed Alyssa. Bam, bam, bam. And that's how it's going to do it. That's how it's going to work. That's how they're going to do it. Like, that's going to be the reveal. That's one. That's prediction one. Prediction number two, it's a character we know. Is it Leon? I don't know. Like, again, if Dusk is telling the truth and the majority of Leon's stuff takes place in 2020, how does that work? So does he go to Raccoon City in 2020? If he goes to Raccoon City in 2020, what happened to him afterwards that leads him to the events in 2028? Does he escape Raccoon City? Or does he go to Raccoon City and he finds some stuff out, but he doesn't find out the big truth? And then is he working with Alyssa? Does he take that information back to Alyssa? Alyssa gets the information, but then she figures something out. And then Leon doesn't, and then she gets killed for it. And then years later, Grace is kidnapped. She gets taken. She goes to Raccoon City. And then Leon figures it out. He's like, oh, he puts the two together after 8 years. And he goes to Raccoon City and he finds out the truth. Is that how it's going to work? He's going to go to Raccoon City. He's going to return. Then he's going to go back again. Or does he get captured and get experimented on? I don't know. Or is this a different character? Is this maybe someone else we know? I don't know. Like, again, food for thought. It could be a returning character. Because why cover the face then if it's not someone we know, right? The third option, it's one of the BSA goons or whatever, and this is how it's going to tie into RE8, and we're going to get this big reveal like, oh yeah, they're going to continue that storyline, and then that's somehow going to connect to what's going on with the present storyline. Maybe it's going to connect to the connections, maybe it's going to connect to this, maybe we get a character that's going to cameo at the end, and it's going to connect to RE8's ending, and that's going to go into the next game perhaps. I don't know, speculation on my part, this is all food for thought. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say on this subject matter. There isn't a whole lot to go on this. It was very disappointing that we didn't get anything new, big or small, which is ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous for me that we went through all of this and we didn't get anything at all. But like I've said, like it's clear as day that they're doing a slow build for this. But the question is, if this game is nearing completion, why are they hiding so much of it? And now the big question comes down to, when are we going to get new information? When are we going to get new footage? So 11th of October, we got the New York comic panel, all right? And Capcom's going to be there, and apparently it's going to be like a 90-minute panel. So maybe we get something new there, maybe. Like I keep saying, Leon, you know, Dusk is trying to say, oh, Leon is more popular in Japan and that, but, you know, this is horseshit. Leon is popular everywhere. He's one of the most popular bloody characters. And like I keep saying, he's like he is the American, like, legit hero for like the RE series. Like, would it make sense to reveal him at an American event over a Japanese one? I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to like figure out what the hell is going on here. But I feel like at this point in time, what they need to do really is focus on the combat for Grace. I feel like it would be kind of weird for them to start talking about combat and that's when they reveal Leon. I feel like it makes more sense that they're going to talk about the horror stuff and the combat stuff with Grace first, and then we make a segue into the action stuff with Leon and Raccoon City. So I think this month, is it this month? Sorry, we're still in September. I think next month in October at the New York Comic Con panel, if we get lucky, we'll get a new trailer or we get a new gameplay preview showing off the combat with Grace. That's my hope. And then towards the end of the month, there is the Paris event. Now that might not be anything because if I remember correctly, we've had previous Paris events and they never really revealed much. So my thought is that we're gonna get like another Capcom showcase, or it's going to be an RE showcase, and we're going to get that either towards the end of October or early November, because you also got to keep in mind that apparently pre-orders for this game are going to go live in October or November. So I think we are going to get something. We are going to get something from Capcom. So they're either going to surprise us and do it at the Paris showcase, or it's going to be an RE showcase event specifically that we're going to get at the end of October or November, some point there. And they're going to talk about RE, and that's when we're going to get the Leon reveal. But I feel like the Leon reveal is just going to be a tease, I think it's going to be a tease, and then we're going to get a reveal of him. Oh, Loki. He's behind the camera and the laptop. Loki, behave. He's chasing his tail. No, Loki. No. Don't mess with the wire. This is going to go off in a second. Buddy. I need to do this quick, but like I was saying, so yeah, I think when we get the Leon reveal, it's just gonna be like a reveal, like his model, his face, maybe a line of dialogue, and then we get the actual gameplay preview with Leon at the Game Awards. So we'll get the pre-orders, the collector's edition, and that sometime at the end of October or November, then, and then we get the big Leon exclusive and story trailer with him at the Game Awards. That's how I think it's gonna go. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on this. I hope you liked it. As always, remember to like and subscribe, please. And I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care and bye.